Hey, peace, fam. Queen here. So, want to talk to you a little bit in this video about the significance of this year's winter solstice. Each year, winter solstice comes around. I typically fast, have a lot of introspection, meditation, quiet time, reflection, and also planning, for the upcoming year. And this year, solstice falls, the date is real significant if you're into numerology, you're into numbers, and also astrology, things like that. So if you're not into that, this video is probably not going to resonate with you, and that's cool. So I only want to talk to those that are on my frequency anyways, right? That 13th frequency. So anyway, December 21st, 2020, if we look at like this year collectively, most people would say, this year's been full of shit. It's been a fucking shit fest, right? Starting from the pandemic or plandemic, depending on which camp you're from, up until now, quarantine, businesses being shut down, people losing jobs, unemployment, same thing, right? People not being able to congregate, to fellowship or whatever. It's just been a total shift on the planet. And I could go down a whole rabbit hole with that within itself, but I'm going to keep this on a very high vibration, because this is really what this is all about. The reason why I'm doing the video, the significance of winter solstice and what's happening with this. I'm going to read this. We're going to go through this article and some other information. I was doing some research around it myself, just to figure out how to maneuver and how to tap into the energy. That's really when there's any type of even with Corona, right? There was an energy around Corona that you could have. I put it like this: you're either being fed off of energetically, or you are pulling, energy for yourself, and you're evolving and vibrating and feeding off of energy. Because with the Corona, when you look, and this is not about coronavirus, but with the Corona, if you look at the deeper meaning of it, you're talking crown chakra, you're talking higher consciousness, you're talking evolution. There was an energy in that you could have tapped into, to allow yourself better ways to maneuver through this, right? So anyways, the significance of December 21st, 2020, cosmic and spiritual significance. I want to big up the author on this. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Tanaz, who wrote this. This was the only article that I really resonated with, because it's not just coming from science, but it's coming from her own spiritual involvement and some channels that she received around this. So let's dig in and talk about this a little bit. There's so much to unpack about this ultra magical date. I'm sure that as we move closer to the time, I'm writing this on October 6, 2020, that I will have more insight that comes through. Let's first talk about what is almost always true for December 21st of any year. It is the solstice, right? Now, the solstice is a time where the veil between dimensions is thin. It is also a time where we are more open and connected with the energies of the earth. I will say the energies of the earth, as well as the energies outside of this dimension, the higher dimensions, if you are really tapped in. Now, and I apologize for, I don't apologize, because I'm sitting at the beach enjoying it, but you may hear wind, you may hear waves, are able to feel with greater ease that we are not just beings on this earth, but beings of the earth. The solstice is also the start of a new season, depending on where in the world you live, and a new season always brings a transition of energy. Saturnalia was a pagan festival celebrated on the December solstice and was meant to be reminiscent of the Golden Age, a time where there was peace on earth and Saturn was our sun. The December solstice was chosen for this day as it was said to signify a return to the light. A return to the light. We are nothing but light beings. We make ourselves more matter of fact, if you get that. But we are nothing but light beings, right? So we communicate and we resonate with other light beings and with other light energy, right? Back to the article. You can read more on the festival of Saturnalia and why Saturn was considered the sun during the Golden Age here. In 2020, December 21st stands out as being a potent day, not just because of the solstice, but also due to a very rare alignment taking place this year known as the Great Conjunction. Furthermore, there's also a total solar eclipse just before this on December 14th, which also adds to the energy. And in fact, that eclipse starts on December 12th. So December 12th, 2020, all the way through December 21st, 2020, is a massive amount of energy that is directed straight towards you, towards this planet, that you can tap into and decide to use that energy for good or just let the energy pass you by, right? The solar eclipse opens a portal to a brand new beginning, and the Great Conjunction a few days later will amplify this portal energy. The opening of this portal will allow streams of high frequency energies. Try to block the wind a little bit from my microphone. The opening of this portal will allow streams of high frequency energies to reach the planet. In channel messages I've received, Earth also finishes a transformation on this date that allows a new Earth to be birthed, right? So, there's talks about us moving out of Pisces into Aquarius age, right? And this is beyond a belief or anything for me. I know that I am in the age of Aquarius, right? I can't tell you where you are, but I know I am in the age of Aquarius. I am in that golden age. That age of Aquarius is the age of knowing, is the age of coming from your heart chakra and above, pineal, crown chakra. Those are the higher frequencies that connect with the cosmos, clairvoyance, and all of that stuff, right? So you have to figure out where you are in the grand scheme of things and where you want to be, right? No one can tell you where you are. You have to choose and decide. You decided to incarnate here, right? If you have the power to do that, you have the power to choose what dimension you want to operate in, right? And what frequency you want to operate on. Let's go, where was I? Okay, nothing around us is changing. The planet will still look the same, but there will be new higher frequencies on offer that will help us reach new heights and ways of living, right? So there is a stream, a massive amount of energy that is of a positive high vibration that is absolutely free, that you don't have to pay a guru or go to a retreat or do anything, that you can just tap into and utilize and soak up and evolve yourself. Back to our article. I will share more on these channel messages through the article, but let's first take a look at the major cosmic event of this day, the Great Conjunction, and what it may bring. Alright, the Great Conjunction occurs every 20 years or so, and is when both Jupiter and Saturn align at the same degree to zodiacs. These are the two largest planets, right? The Great Conjunction represents a changing of an era and a time where we shift our way of viewing the world. As our worldview changes, so too does society and the way we choose to approach things, right? So, if you look at 7 Hermetic laws, Tehuti laws, as above, so below, right? So as above in the cosmos, so below here on Earth, right? As above here, so below within the body. Now, while the Great Conjunction happens every couple of decades, the 2020 alignment opens the door to an even bigger cycle. For the last 20 years, Jupiter and Saturn have been aligning only in Earth signs, but this year, on December 21st, 2020, Jupiter and Saturn will align in the air sign of Aquarius. The Great Conjunction happening in an air sign for the first time in 200 years represents an even bigger shift in our worldview in the era we are about to embark upon. Jupiter and Saturn will also be aligning at 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is an extra significant degree of the zodiac. 0 represents infinite potential and holds the energy of limitless possibilities. What is 0? 0 is the feminine energy. It holds infinite potential, the Vesca Pisces. This is why her article resonated with me so much. 0 represents infinite potential and holds the energy of limitless possibilities. So what we're talking about here is, on this date, this energy is going to be laser beamed to the planet that you can tap into and make available to yourself. And here's the thing that I like about the events around this is the fact that those of you that may not be as spiritually advanced or spiritually aware and able to, just use your mind, your imagination and things like that to go in the channel, to go into different dimensions and to tap into, you have to be, at a certain light level or frequency to do that. With all of this energy, it's almost like it's available for everyone. You don't necessarily have to be this spiritually advanced or this, not saying that you have to be a guru, but, this is for the taking of anyone that has a sincere heart desire, right, to tap in. So that's what I'm excited about. The Great Conjunction happening in Aquarius also further propels us into the energy of the age of Aquarius, right? The golden age of Aquarius. What is the golden age? The golden age of Aquarius is the age of knowing. It's the age of heartfelt. It is the age of limitless, infinite possibilities. And she goes on to talk about some of this. So let me just get back to the article because I get off track. The Great Conjunction and the Age of Aquarius. There's a lot of debate about when the Age of Aquarius begins or whether we are already in the Age of Aquarius. Like I said, I know me. Myself, I can only speak for this being, this vessel that I'm operating. I know I am. I don't know if you're in the Age of Aquarius or not. There's not a time. No one controls that. There is a collective timeline. However, when you know the power that you have, right, you can decide from dimensions, from stages, ages that you choose to operate, move, and maneuver in, right? Back to the article. I believe we are at a transition point where we are moving out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. I definitely agree with her there. The Great Conjunction is a key point on this transition into the age of Aquarius and is destined to bring many age of Aquarius themes into our lives. Under this grand conjunction, we should see a shift into more community-based living rather than looking to big governments or big businesses for support. We could instead turn to smaller community-run organizations and small businesses. There could be a greater focus on this idea that we all thrive when the collective thrives, rather than a focus on individuals trying to compete with one another to get to the top. The Great Conjunction happening is Earth signs Earth signs these last 200 years has pushed our focus towards ambition, big government, and big business. It has made us focus on material wealth and possessions and creating and building tangible things for the future. The Great Conjunction, now switching to air signs, will give us a focus towards a collective and a more community-based approach. Humanitarian efforts will be important and technology will be favored. We will see more things created online than in the physical world. If you go back and read ancient texts, all of this has been prophesized and documented. And in fact, if you look at just this year, what she's talking about, people moving to more community-based, not relying on government, things like that. Look at what's taking place. You've got from people not relying on police force anymore. A lot of people are going and getting their license, carry weapons, and protect their home, protect their families, and things like that, not dependent upon police force to protect them. You've got people now that are growing foods now. They're gardening, they're planting, they're farming, they're living off of the soil. There are a lot of shifts that are taking place, and in fact, it's quite interesting. It's like the as time progresses, we go back and do those things like farming, like bartering. Sorry, there's some stuff on my laptop. Like farming, like bartering, and these types of things. In this new day and age, right? There's a huge shift. There's a huge shift. Technology has played pros and cons around technology, as we know, but it's played a major part in our lives. But when we look at what were we doing before technology, like right now, I'm talking to you, my phone bricked on me, my cell phone bricked on me, finally bricked on me last night, and I had already said if the phone dies because I'm outside the U.S. number one. And I don't know if my provider, I don't know if they ship phones outside the U.S. or not, but I used to be so tied to my phone, right? I used to be so tied to just a cell phone and just doing stuff, right? Just programmed from this piece of technology. I slowly started to wean myself off of it, off the bottle, right? Let's see how much time. How long have we been on here? 17 minutes. Okay, cool. So I slowly, this is what happened. I'm going to tell you the stages, right? So when I switched my phone some years ago, something happened where I lost all my photos. And I was just so disheartened. I was just like, damn, I can't believe I lost all my photos, all my videos. Like I was really hurt behind losing some freaking photos and videos. Like, who the fuck cares, right? So when that happened, I was like, okay, I need to back up from this. I need to not put so much stock and investment in this thing, right? Because it could stop at any time. So then, before I left the U.S., I had my battery changed in my phone because the old battery, it was only charging for maybe like an hour and a half. It would only hold a charge for an hour and a half. So I was like, well, let me get a new battery or whatever. So I got a new battery, and I was thinking, okay, I'm being proactive. I'm going to get this new battery so I don't have any problems when I'm outside the U.S., blah, blah, blah. So the new battery that I bought, mind you, don't always try to go the cheap way. I should have bought the $50 battery, but I bought the $20 battery, right? China knockoff. So it lasted me, a month, right? And then it finally bricked. And in fact, last night I could feel on the back of the phone the battery has imploded because it's like sitting up. It's no longer flat, so it exploded in my phone. So luckily, I don't know if it's luckily or not, but I'm still here on Earth to give you this message. But anyway, I guess I'm saying all that to say that we're moving into. I know personally, me, I'm moving into an era where I'm winging myself off of technology. I'm winging myself off of social media, and I'm going within, and I'm going to soak as much of this energy that's coming that I can, right? Because for me, in my incarnation, it's all about spiritual evolution. It's all about spiritual evolvement. None of this other stuff matters to me. None of it. So anyway, she's just saying some of the same stuff that I'm saying. All right, back to the article. Okay. On an even deeper level, the great conjunction of 2020 could allow us to see that we are truly all connected. It will start to open our minds to higher levels of consciousness that understand that there is no separation between us. The great conjunction in Aquarius can bring ideas of more community-based living, where we all are seen as equals, and where there is focus on everyone thriving rather than just a few individuals. While this is all beautiful energy and can help us create a new world, we also have to be mindful of losing our sense of individuality, losing our own thoughts and beliefs in favor of what the masses think, and becoming more connected and overly reliant on technology. I just kind of talked about that, right? Overly reliant on technology. So my main thing was I just wanted to make sure I could still access my Bitcoin and do what I need to do, because, you know, if you've been following me or whatever, you know, I've been living off crypto for about 4 years. So I got all that squared away, or it's in the works of being squared away. So I might not even get another cell phone. Like, I don't talk on the phone anyways, right? So I don't know. I'm about 80% not getting another cell phone. You know. We'll see how I do without it. Alright, so spiritual significance of December 21st, 2020. All of the cosmic energy this year has been leading us to the closing of a massive karmic cycle for the planet. As this portal on the total solar eclipse opens and intensifies under the Great Conjunction, we will all be able to step into a new earth. A new earth. A new you. A new life. All the same. I've received channel messages on this which were shown to me as a drawing. The drawing I was shown was our Earth being forced through this tunnel of spirals. As it moves through this tunnel, it is pressurized so much that it is forced to split into two as it leaves the tunnel, almost like a cell dividing. These two cells are of the same Earth, but they represent two new energy dynamics that we get to work with on this planet that were not previously available to us before. One of these cells represents falling back further into the old karmic patterns, almost like we are not progressing or moving forward as we keep repeating the same loop. If we keep moving on this path, eventually we go beyond the past we know and into a deeper darkness. The other cell represents moving forward into new ways never seen before. We move into stretching our abilities as human beings and being able to create things that are not even currently perceivable by our minds. If we keep moving on this path, eventually we stretch ourselves to new and higher levels of consciousness. The choice of which cell we wish to follow is our own, and for most people, we may find ourselves balancing between both. Essentially, not me, I'm not balancing between no both. I'm moving on to the new. Essentially, the frequency of the planet is expanding. We are able to tap into higher frequencies than before, but also lower frequencies than before too. So be mindful of that. Remember I talked about polarity, right? So it's like when you got great stuff going on, you get a boomerang of some bullshit that creeps up. It's the same thing. It's all in how you react towards it, or how you don't react towards it, but just how you deal and keep your center of peace, right? Your center of high vibrations. The frequencies that we are familiar with before the split happens will also become easier to maintain and to access. This means that all of the high frequency energies we have connected with in the past will be easier for us to operate from. Many other physics and intuitives have picked up similar messages about December 21st. Yeah, that's real talk she's saying right there. Many talk about it being a timeline split where there will be this further divide out of 3D living and into 5D living. Third dimension, fifth dimension. Which dimension do you want to be in? I mean, this holds true for what I have seen too. However, 5D has always been on offer to us. I just feel it's going to become easier to get there and easier to stay there. I agree with her there. Like I said, because it's such a massive, expansive amount of infinite high vibration energy. And I'm going to talk to you about Saturn and Jupiter, the chakras. I pulled that up as well, that they rule. Because it's just so plentiful. It's just like, going up on a tree, and picking you a banana or a mango, right? So it's going to be very, very available to the masses. For those living in 3D, life will keep following on the same trajectory. However, depending on where their frequency is positioned, they may be able to sense either this growing light or the deepening of the dark. Let's see where we are on time. I have to be mindful because I can't make these videos too long because the internet is not as strong over here. So when I get ready to upload it, it takes forever. So I don't want to be so long-winded. I might do another video. We'll see. Let's see if I can finish up real quick. How to prepare for December 21st, 2020. All right, so this is how I'm preparing for it, which, like I said, I do a solstice fast, water fast every year anyways. So I will start a fast a water only fast on December 21st, and I'm going to go for 13 days. If you're on the frequency, you know that magical number 13. So it will end January 2nd. If you want to join me in my water-only winter solstice conjunction spiritual ascension fast, you can just comment below, or actually you don't even have to do that. I'll post a link to my Facebook fasting group, and you can join the Facebook fasting group, and I'll be posting in there during the 13 days. And we may have some Zoom meetings or Google Meet meetings or whatever to keep you encouraged, keep you inspired, keep you uplifted, and talk some more about the spiritual stuff if y'all want to, right? Because I can talk about this all day. This is what I'm here for. Alright, so how to prepare. As we get closer to this date, it is going to become important to keep your vibration lifted. The higher the frequency of the planet at the time of the split, the higher the range of the new frequencies will be unlocked for us. Oh, this just reminded me. I posted another video, I think it was yesterday. You let me tell you something. If you want to tap in, like if you really want to tap into this thing, man, pull up on YouTube. The group is called Fifth Dimension, the Age of Aquarius song, right? You know, pull them up, man. Listen, they were locked in. Melanin people are just timeless. We're just timeless beings. And if you don't know that, you need to get to know that. We are timeless spiritual beings. Listen, get you a spliff. If you don't smoke herb, get you a glass of wine, a beer, whatever it is that helps you tap in, and pull up that song. Pull up the lyrics and just zone out or zone in. That's where I receive my channel. That's where I receive my channel. It's a personal channel, so I'm not going to share it with you, but that's just something. You know, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Where were we? Okay. By keeping our vibration high, we can also raise the frequency of the planet, making it harder for others to sink into any lower vibrations. We can keep our vibration high by not attempting to be positive all the time, but by being true to ourselves, right? It's not about positive or negative. This is about your authentic self. When you remove all of the bullshit that you think you are, right, and you just focus in on that awareness, that empty space of who you truly are, man, it's just like, yo, it's like the best freaking spliff. It's like the best drug that you could ever have. Just that awareness, that stillness, that knowing. That I'm telling you, like, I'm sure you can feel that coming from me right now. That's available. That will be available. It's available now, but it will be available in massive amounts when this energy hits the planet. When this energy hits the planet. I'm going to explain to you why, because we're going to talk about Jupiter and Saturn and the chakras that they rule over. So our vibration hums the highest when we are true to how we feel and connected and accepting of who we are, flaws and all. But once you get down and you peel the onion, you peel the peel, you have no flaws. You are flawless, right? You are perfect. Once you get down to who you truly are, not what you think you are, what your mama said you are, what your neighbors say you are, what your employer say you are, and all of these things, but what you truly are, which is a magical, melanated, maybe, being, right? Now, this split that is being created on Earth is ultimately helping us reach new levels of growth. There will be more light on offer to us, and with this, more hope, more peace, and more prosperity. It's about the light. That's how we communicate. We are light. We communicate with light. December 21st, 2020 would be the perfect day for a manifestation ritual to visualize what you wish to attract and what you wish for the world. It's a good day to get clear on what you wish to focus on, to connect with your own spirituality, and to get super clear on your heart focus intentions. And this is a great article. Again, big up to here she is, the author of the article. I want to say it's Tanaz, right? So big up to her for putting this article together, because she hit on some points that got my vibration spirit lifted. All right, so let's look at, I had pulled up where is it at? Okay, Jupiter, that's Jupiter, and then we're gonna look at that. All right, so Saturn, as you see here, because I pulled this up already, so I can have it ready for the video. Saturn is, because remember, Saturn and Jupiter are getting as close as possible, if not merging. Then the scientists are not even sure if this will actually merge. I think it's a merger. I'm going to go deeper into meditation on it, because I feel in my spirit that it will be a merger, right? Remember, but you'll hear people say you have to get used to the new normal. Yeah, there is a new normal that's coming, and it's on a higher frequency than we've ever seen before. But anyway, Saturn is associated with the higher chakra, and specifically the sixth chakra. So the sixth chakra, that's your pineal gland area, right? Your third eye, as some people call it, guiding us to one of the highest levels on our path in spiritual evolution. Saturn is associated with time and is timeless. Saturn gives us each the long-term view with our problems and our focus in life. All right, so Saturn rules over the sixth chakra, which is our pineal gland, which is clairvoyance, intuitiveness, and those types of things. Now, Jupiter, let's see where it is down here. All right, well, I'll read both of these. Jupiter is the planet of spirituality, of philosophy, of expansion, faith, and optimism. The openness of Jupiter goes together with the open creative of the sacral chakra. All of the signs ruled by these three planets include Sag, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, and Taurus, and that is just way too many. Now, if you're into astrology or you're into zodiacs or whatever, don't be under the illusion that just because you were born on a particular date, that whatever your particular horoscope is, that is like your little box. No. Your mission is to tap into each of the zodiacs, and if you'll notice, depending on your moon, the day, how the stars are aligned, you can exhibit characteristics from any of the zodiac. The true master, the true sage, is not housed in any one of 12 zodiacs, but they're right at that midpoint. That's the number 13 that I've been talking about, that I've been alluding to. That's that Buddha consciousness, that Christ consciousness, that higher consciousness. That's the magical number 13. All right, so let's wrap this up. All right, Jupiter relates to the crown chakra, right? So it's the crown chakra that is connected to the cosmos, the fifth dimensions, and beyond, right? Jupiter blesses us with wisdom, expansion, and generosity. The key message is, I understand. A good Jupiter gives powerful understanding at all levels, from the practical to people to higher concepts. So again, December 21st, this huge, expansive, infinite possibilities of bundled energy shooting straight towards our planet, shooting straight towards you, that you can tap into. So we're talking Jupiter, we're talking Saturn, coming together. That sixth and that seventh chakra coming together to bless you. What are you going to do with it? That's the question. What are you going to do with it? Let me know what you're going to do with it. Peace.